ค Hello, greetings,
Yo, yo,
everyone.
yo.
Yo, 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 to anybody who's watching us, maybe one person, two people out there, I don't know. Can somebody send me a link? I want to know what this looks like on YouTube and Twitch. So please like and share, comment, all that stuff. We're going to be doing some. Well, we're not going to be doing crazy giveaways today, but we will at some point. So please like and share. And what else? What else? Okay, so I have a different. I won't call him a guest. I would say he's our main man. DJ Doubles in the house.
Yo, yo,
Um,
yo. DJ The
yo,
Booze
yeah.
in the house.
There you go. And it's good. I think the last time we were on camera together, I think we did our it was our AMA with Parsec. So this is good. It's good to get you. Is away right now, so we're DJ DeBulls is kindly filling in for him. So we're all very rotational. We all like to sort of put we
We're
all
a
like to
bunch
put
of
our spin on.
communities, okay? We are like
That's it. That's
here.
it. That's it. That's it. So I'm very happy to have you with us tonight, Doubles, my main man. Let's just sort of just a quick intro of the DJs of DeFi. So I think there's about 6 or 8 of us now. So there's DJ Doubles, you, MC Liquid, me, DJ Sam, DJ Moondog. We haven't gotten DJ Moondog on yet. I think it's overdue for that. So we need to get him on. And then we have DJ Choppa, who's been fully activated on team in this last week. So that's exciting. You'll see him in the Telegram groups. You'll see him in the Twitter. He's starting to make a lot of noise on Twitter. And then you see MC Gas. You start seeing him out there. We're getting him activated. And we have 2 new DJs, which are starting to make a lot of noise. One's MC Vibe, and the other one is DJ Legion. And actually, we might be making a new announcement of a new DJ tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. That'll be interesting. DJs of DeFi, we're out there trying to build community, really get the noise around not only what we're doing, but our main project, CDs Exchange, which will be going live, launching live, IDO coming, end of this month, date will be announced soon. So TBD, we'll get you in on all that stuff. What is CDs Exchange? CDs Exchange. It's crypto derivatives, hence CDs, crypto derivatives. And that is a very fancy way of saying it's a new way to be trading additional assets like options, futures, perpetuals, all these fancy new financial products coming out in DeFi. So that's what we're out there pushing. Partnerships, Parsec, one of our major partners, will be integrating their tech. DVG, Dow Ventures, Robo Advisor will be integrating their tech. Very close partners, both of them. And we did announce last week, we are, if not the smallest, certainly one of the smallest initial market caps. We've we've dubbed it a nano cap. I don't know. It sounds sexy. It is $99,000 at IDO. So that's going to be interesting times. We think it's going to moon, and hope to have everyone involved to help us spread the word. So without further ado, DJ Bulls, lots of stuff happening in the market. There's always, crypto, as you know, 20%
Yeah, man.
here.
I, the market is like very volatile, but that is where the booze comes in, right?
That's right.
So waiting for
That's
the
right.
booze to be back. Yeah, and I
That's
think
right.
that, me appearing shows the sign of like the booze are coming back.
That's it. That's it. I hope you're right. That's a perennial question that myself and DJ Sam asked. Is it a bull or bear market? I think we're still going sideways, but like you said, so you think we have some signs of bullishness out there. You couldn't say anything else. You're not allowed to say anything else.
That's why I have the booze, right?
You know,
There's no
you
the
know what?
best. It's not
I
DJ the
just
best. It's DJ the booze.
I think we should do a DJ to Bears. I think that would be cool. We'll have to think about that one. But it's funny. I just noticed on your character, on your avatar, you've got gold on your horns, and I was thinking, oh, what is that? It's because you're digging into gold, right? You're goring the gold. Is it? Could that be? I don't know. Just kind of a funny thing I noticed just now. Um,
Sure.
all right, so you're bullish. I always borrow opinions from others because I'm not super trader savvy. I'm not good on with TA, but it does seem to be positive sentiment in the market, which I gather there's more volume and accumulation. So that's hopeful. But could it be a bull trap? I don't know. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see where we're going with that. But so anyway, top of the news, just sort of kicking off topics here, and I'll get your thoughts on this. So I'm seeing a little bit more tether FUD out here, which is kind of, I think, bringing in the whole question of stable coins. What are they backed by? There's different kinds. There's all these different classed stable coins, and looks like the Eric Rosengren, president of the Federal Reserve of Boston, was raising the red flags around this. So I don't know if it's just intentional tether FUD or if it's just the latest and greatest of stuff to kind of get everybody unsettled. What are your views on this, Mr. Doubles?
Well, I think there's always gonna be all these kind of news, right? We call it as FUD, right?
Yes.
And it doesn't matter. China banning mining, yeah. And then after that, there's gonna be like positive news, negative news. Elon Musk tweeting stuff that we will be sharing later down the
Yep.
session, like the craziness of all this. But overall, it is always that, right? But we have to look at the big picture and have to look at what we are trying to do, right? To liberate people, to get more
Sure.
people into crypto and DeFi. And, just that itself is actually good enough, right? All these FUD stuff, it doesn't bother us. We are in here for a mission, baby.
Well, let's dig into it. I mean, you and I, we're on the same team. We're all always bullish, but let's dig a little bit deeper into the topic. So let's unpack some of the stablecoin FUD, specifically around whether it's Tether, because I know Tether years ago, if you remember, I remember that again, it was this whole auditing thing, and I know from what I gather, maybe you can correct my memory, but they didn't really have a full audit. You know what I mean? It was kind of like a faux audit. They hired several. Remember, they're rotating these auditors. Because it's supposed to be like an independent third party. Now, I haven't been following it that closely. It's kind of like one of those things that are always hanging out there. Have you been following, sort of any of the Tether stuff or any of the other stablecoin sort of news?
I mean, I follow once a while, right? When I look at certain big milestones or like big news that might could impact, right? But I think generally speaking, um, I don't think there's anything crazy about it. It's just that it's just the normal news as usual, right? Plus, we are like focusing on like CDs exchange. So, but anyway, I think in terms of like the stablecoin and the USD, um, I think there are various type of stable coins, right? Which is the USD denominated stable coins on the
Right.
crypto world, right? I
Yep.
mean, of course, the biggest right now is like USDT, but we also know that the second biggest will be like USDC, followed by DAI,
Yep. Yep.
several of them, and all of them have different mechanics. I believe that this will continue to be the same case, and I think there will be even more. It's just a matter of time when the market will continue to grow to be bigger. I think the real question is this: would the Chinese renminbi CBDC launched by China soon going to have any impact in terms of like the US dollar
Yes.
dominance? That will be
Yes.
interesting to see.
That is interesting, and I think actually that kind of brings the point. So it circles back to the USDT issue because essentially it's kind of like a faux um, CBDC, right? So because
Yep.
that's essentially how the CBDCs are issuing. I mean, this is essentially what they're going to be testing out, right? So and I think that was made in the article that we were sort of referencing now around the tether FUD. So how a lot of the governments are really taking these CBDCs very seriously. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the mechanics of how that's going to work. And I know China's the first one out there looking to displace the dollar dominance. Um, really early days. So maybe Tether will be the least. I don't know. At this stage, it is again, it's a bit fun-ish, but it's hard for me to unravel that from all the other shit that's going on. With the CBDCs and of course, our big arch nemesis, the fiat dollar. So maybe
that is
yeah,
the right discussion to have.
yeah.
I mean, stable coin, whatever FUDs, all these like discussions to have is revolving around like the crypto itself. But look at the amount of fiat and the debt in the market, and all this liquidity we call it, and all this capital, it's going to be in the market, right? That is actually the issue, right? With all this debt being printed and minted like ferociously by the central government, how is that going to impact everyday human and everyday people, right? I remember the news like today. Somebody was saying that, hey, for the first time, Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon, retired. Wow, like it's kind of like good for him. Like he's going to the space for the first time on his own via his like investment onto the rocket. But the guy is like worth hundreds of billions, right? When like a lot of people that we know are struggling. I mean, is this something wrong with our system that we can see that this is happening? To be seen. So I think that is the bigger discussion to be had.
Yeah, I did see that about the 200 bill flowing out. That well, rather that he's yeah, I remember that commentary. I don't really. I was still I'm so infused. Obviously bombarded with all the news. It's hard for me to parse one thing from another, but it is interesting commentary.
Hmm.
All right, well let's just tick on down the list, shall we? From other stuff that's happening. Wyoming looks like they're going to be the first in the U.S. to recognize a DAO. I think that is interesting, and DAOs are certainly starting to get a lot more exposure and visibility, and interesting to see that. I kind of see Wyoming almost being the future Delaware of the U.S. because they're very crypto friendly, so they're very open to these new structures. I don't. Let's see what the news is specifically on this DAO. This particular DAO is says the American Crypto Fed DAO. So I don't really know too much about them, but it's interesting. It's just, and I think Wyoming is one of those places. And as you see these new sort of popping up, call them special jurisdictions, or perhaps it's um, crypto friendly sort of environments. Any comments on the sort of the DAO coming out of the U.S.? Doubles.
Well, I think that is actually a good sign, right? That there are some legal jurisdictions around the world are recognizing DAO to be like some sort of community, right? Or in their legislation. But looking back from our point of view, like even us, the DJs, are we a DAO? I mean, once we register it, we are a DAO as well. So it doesn't matter where we are registered. We are one global community. So that is actually the
Yes.
more important part.
So you're giving future hints of where we're going with the DJs. I like that. If
Yeah.
people sift through this, they'll get future hints. TBC.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Look, I mean, I certainly think it's gaining more traction as you start, especially as you see these more. I can see it happening in more sandboxed environments. Um, like some of these. I mean, right now there's one of the groups we're quite close with. They're doing this whole sort of crypto island type thing. I mean, I won't give them away because we'll make announcements later. But they are basically going to be DAOifying that community. So it's interesting. I mean, that it's kind of where I am now. I won't give too many details because again, more to reveal later. But interesting things there. So I think plenty to test, plenty to experiment with these new structures. All right, going down the list. What else is on our? So this actually kind of, I think this will be more and more the case. This Dutch football team has made, um, Bitcoin their official sort of current cryptocurrency, and it's kind of like, okay, yeah. I mean, I feel like now it's almost like a marketing ploy, but it's cool. It's good that we're sort of getting another one across the line. They especially now, I guess the world is the. Are you or do you follow soccer or football? I don't know. Do you follow that at all?
Yeah, I'm a fan of football. Um, in the UK, in the Europe, they call it as football, right? But in the US, it's a different
That's
kind of
right.
sport. Yeah, but yeah, I
That's
follow a
right.
lot, right? And yeah, I believe that there's Barcelona and a couple of games, football clubs in the Europe, not only from AZ Alkmaar, actually endorsing, and they have their merchandise like related to their crypto, right? Yeah, I think that this is actually something going more and more forward because it's a community and you need more ways to engage with different communities. I mean, I think that all these clubs, right? I mean, they are not stupid, right, per se. I'm sure that they know that there's a power to it and they want to tap into it. And this further legalize and reconstruct, like the notion of like, hey, this is sort of like a token thing that nobody wants, right? Well, it is not, right? A lot of sports, being have this. Oh, did you read the news about like Crypto.com sponsored 300 million US dollar into Formula One?
Jesus Christ. No, I did not actually.
Yes.
And I
It's
have to
all
say,
news. Yeah. Imagine
you know
that.
what? Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna pull that up. I'll tell you why, because I just got their card and it is probably the worst customer uh customer service, customer experience. They've been an absolute nightmare to deal with. So crypto.com, if you're listening, which I doubt you are, you've got so much to improve on. I just feel like whinging about them for a minute because I got their card. I tried to get their card a year ago, and it was just this sort of long, windy path trying to get something to happen, get something to actually get the bloody card. And
Yep.
then once I got the card, which took, I don't know, 9 or 10 months, and then I got it, and then it's like I couldn't even get it to work because they had to KYC me 10, I don't know how many times, at least 6 times. It was crazy. And this is a crypto card. And I'm like, holy shit, and this is supposed to be leading the field. So guys, y'all, you need to get your shit together. And then I tried to use it for the first time this past weekend, and I converted because the way it works is you keep your coin, and then you convert the coin to basically you charge up your prepaid card with a coin. But it's so clunky, man. It is the most unintuitive, unfriendly user interface, and I'm like, I cannot wait to see the day where we're just operating in crypto, and it's sad because they're in a way they're helping bridge us into people from fiat into crypto, but I just think they just done it so horribly, and I can't believe they spent 300 million to sponsor F1. It's like maybe they should spend that on customer service. So hey, I took the platform. I should have been whinging about the whole time, but I just took the time to say, guys, you got to fucking up your game. So yeah, that was my whinge there. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, look, it's definitely happening. It's more validity, more sponsorships. I think more interestingly, and this goes back to Sailor, our man Sailor, who's leading the charge on BTC, is if some of these, it's not just sponsorship, but if some of these entities actually start using crypto as like in this case, let's say Bitcoin as reserves, that's far more interesting because that's actually putting your money where your mouth is, and seeing, hey, look, I actually have a friend who has a small business, and they put part of their business not operating, part of their business revenue earnings into BTC, and their treasury is outperforming their own business. That's huge.
Yep. That's crazy.
So that just tells you, okay, what are we doing? What are we, what business should we be in exactly? So anyway, I went on a tangent with the crypto.com stuff. Moving down the track of news. Um, right now looks like mining council looks like sustainable new you know what, I didn't even read this guy, so I'm looking a little bit amateurish here because somebody was sending me these news. So this is, it just basically looks like the Bitcoin mining council, so it looks like they are obviously pushing for more sustainable energy, um, so they can, I guess, bolster this narrative, which does seem to be on, at least on face value, that it is actually more green than most would believe. Any comments on the whole sustainable energy stuff? You know, that's, I know that's been that's kind of started some of the FUD by our man Elon.
Yeah, man. Yeah, start by him. I think he has the power to make that conversation going, right? He has the influence, right? I mean, forget about the Dodge thing, but I think this one is actually something that is worthy of, like, appraising him for, because he's clean energy and renewable energy has never been sexy, right? Until he start to make Tesla sexy, right? And then after that, people are talking about renewable energy, solar energy, and then it start to pick up, and you see that he have really changed how the automobile works. But imagine that mining will go into this as well. So it will encourage a lot of new technologies, new era to adopt to this mining, and that is actually something to be reckoned with, right? And yeah, I mean, imagine that more and more solar power are used to mine crypto, which is going to be the foundation and bedrock for the future finances and how the internet works and how the internet of money works. That will be something. Imagine all the money that we have today is being powered by solar, right? In terms of mining, that is something crazy. Yeah.
Well, that's for the POW stuff, but like, what about, like POS, right? So what if obviously we get more? I'm just curious to see where this gets really road tested, because I mean, that was the whole point of bringing POS in the first place, right? Something that's going to be more, not only more energy efficient, but faster transaction speeds.
I mean, there's no right and wrong, right?
เข้า
I
ใจความ
mean,
รู้สึก
that's
กู
the
เมื่อคืน
that's the
นะ
beauty of like Bitcoin, right, and the beauty of
คือกู
crypto,
ไปนั่งบวกเลข
because you can decide how
ไอ้
it
สมมติ
goes,
เดิน
and
มา
if
ทำไม
people
ซ้ายข
dislike
วา
what
มัน
you're
ไม่เท่ากัน
saying,
วะ
they can go back to the original
ก็เล
way.
ย
There's no
เอา
right and wrong,
เอาตารางมาดี
and
กว่า
that's
ว่ะ
the
เอา
beauty of
ตาราง
crypto,
มา
right? So, but in regardless, right, I think that having more and more movements toward clean energy is definitely going to be great. Um, you know, you know, coal and a lot of all these fossil fuel energy are not sustainable in the long run. I mean, I don't mean that it's not useful, but it's just that if there's a way to migrate and go into green energy, it's going to be great, and renewable energy. So yeah, maybe this will actually propel to more and more crypto and more new technologies adopting to renewable energy, sustainable energy.
Well, that certainly that is the hope, and I think we're certainly on that path. So yeah, it's just interesting to see that it's such a dominant narrative, and I found it that it took, I think it got a lot more traction than it deserved. And
Oh, you think that's
again, I
so?
think that was just more sort of more. Yeah, I do, because when you take everything on whole and balance, like when you like, for example, when you're talking about um, the whole current financial system as it sits right now, and you just remove Bitcoin from the equation, how much energy is being expended to support those institutions globally? And I feel like Bitcoin would pale in comparison to the energy expended in those. And then that's why I think it's a bullshit argument. And it's like, really, is this really what we're concentrating on now? If it was something, it's not to say it's not worthy of discussion, but to FUD the technology or to really focus so much on that, I think is a straw man. It's not, it's actually not really getting at the core of what's happening. So I call bullshit on that whole thing. And I think now it's starting to flush out to the surface. By the way, worth mentioning, I think at the end of this month, on the 24th, Mr. Elon and Jack Dorsey are going to be having I hope at least a public discussion on this very issue. And Jack's obviously in the corner of BTC to see, I think, to sort of see that side and present those arguments. And I'd like to see, I'd like to see a balanced discussion, and I'm pretty sure it will be. They're both reasonable guys. So it will be interesting to see if Elon kind of comes full circle with some of the statements that he's made, because I think he is largely I wouldn't say he's large responsible for the cascading of the markets. I mean, the markets are much bigger than him, but certainly he hasn't contributed a lot of positive things, which I think is contradictory to his actions, which were all around getting Tesla involved in BTC, which is kind of exciting, And then he sort of 180'd on that, and I don't know. I'm like, it looked very dubious in my humble opinion.
I think it is right. It's just like a bunch of like somebody was saying that imagine the two CEOs of like the fortune richest CEO in the world. They are like just having memes conversation on Twitter. Right? Kind of like the world has
Yes,
changed. Right.
yes, it has changed. It has changed radically. Um, well, and moving on down the list of things to discuss, it looks like actually I'm not even sure I want to talk about that one. That one's just not really. That one's not that interesting. This one's about NFTs, and it's like, I think we've covered NFTs enough. I think NFTs are definitely happening. DJ Sam and I have been have been covering quite extensively. This one isn't really that newsworthy, so I might just skip this one. But going back to our man Elon, which was a segue I missed. I missed turning off the road on that one. Is this Baby Doge that's come out, man? Fucking out of the gate, it's pretty strong. And holy shit, I just what the fuck, man? Like, what's going on now? I mean, there's definitely a topic to go down here, but what what the fuck? What do you think? Again, another meme coin.
Yep. Another meme coin. Somebody created and start to fight on it, and baby Doge, man. I mean, we should maybe do another one like Miss Doge or something. Maybe we'll get like $100 million market cap.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe we're doing the wrong goddamn thing. Maybe we shouldn't be doing CDs after all. We should be doing like Puppy Doge and I don't know I don't know. Like you said, fuck all these stupid like I don't know. Look, okay. So this is where we can take it without being overly dismissive of it, which I think is a fair point of consideration. So the market kind of decides like what has validity, right? Now memes are memes for a reason, and perhaps there's value. There's a transfer of value. It's testing what is viable, what's not viable. Maybe it will, maybe it won't stick. But I think it's interesting now, rather than a third party, a sort of a hierarchical third party deciding what has value, collectively as a market, we decide. So if people want to throw their money into a baby Dogecoin, I say fair go. Have at it.
Yep. Agreed.
So I can kind of turn my nose at it because I just think it's ridiculous. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, well, it challenges our notion of what a medium of exchange is, right? Who are we to decide?
Yep. I think these are like stuff that is changing the world through a meme at a time. It's crazy that the
Yeah.
world has changed to what we have now today.
Well, I mean, look, again, it's not being issued by central banks. It is something that people are latching onto for its cuteness. Again, it likely won't be long lived, but again, it's testing this idea of, what, again, that medium exchange. I mean, it's 99% speculation,
Yep.
maybe even 99.9% speculation. Um, and, I mean, again, so, we get as a community at the ground level get to decide like what we want to create and test out there, right? For better or for worse. And I think, I mean, on that note, I'll say CDs is very much the same thing. We're talking about crypto derivatives, right? Well, crypto
Yep.
derivatives are obviously a speculative asset class, right? I mean, it's a speculation on top of a speculation. It's very sophisticated form of speculation. So I think, in all fairness, it's not, we're doing probably coming from a different angle, but I think that's where we think the opportunity is, is really starting to scratch the surface and figure out not just what's viable, but on, how we can capture value in different ways, right? So, and, again, just a self plug here on our exchange is that people will decide amongst themselves what they want to trade. We don't. We're not going to get in the way. We just put it out in the market, and the people will decide what they want to trade and what they think has value. So I think, with that said, I say Baby Doge, I may not be super excited, but I salute you, Doge and Baby Doge community. I think look, everybody's got to play in this space, and if you guys can go to the Mars or the Moon or Mars or wherever it is, Elon will take you. I say more power to you. So hats off to the Doge and Baby Doge crew, even though even though I think it's ridiculous. I think you know what it's fair. It's fair. I think so. Everybody has their um, has their day in the sun, and if they can make it go, I say more power to them. What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, it's a worthy discussion and idea to have. And if there's people able to, make some thing out of this, why not? I mean, we are
Yep,
here for a reason. Even as cities, right? We are trying to use, a different way to reach out to the consumer, to reach out to the users.
exactly, exactly, and in no better way to maybe end on that note from a topical point of view, other than and just because I know DeBulls, Mr. DeBulls. I know you're super busy today, so I think we'll kind of wrap up there in a nice sort of closed way because I know we both got a lot on trying to get cities off the ground and other things that are going on in our lives. But I will just sort of make some again some other that our IDO is coming. It is to my understanding one of the smallest, if not the smallest, market caps, initial offering market cap. So watch out, shit's gonna get real. Check out our Medium post, which we just posted. I think it was yesterday, and our new user interface, right? So I think we're going to be going live with that soon. We will be coming with dates in hand, but it is real. We're launching with a fucking real product. I think our aim is to launch that prior to IDO. That is to be confirmed with the tech team. So that's exciting. Check out our Medium post on that. Obviously, join our Telegram, join our Twitter, join our Discord. Discord, become a DJ. We have an ongoing campaign that you can join us and be part of the DJ crew, spreading the word. We're going to be doing some really cool shit, as the Bulls has alluded to earlier. Perhaps a DAO, perhaps NFTs. All these things are in question. They're happening. So join us on that journey and you can see our episodes on YouTube, on Twitch, and we're going to be circulating those. And actually, we're also uploading audio only to Spotify, so you can listen to me chunter on about these various topics. MC Liquid, Mr. DJ Doubles, thanks so much, mate, for being a part of today's show. The crew, hopefully they're listening. We are going to be wrapping this up. And in my famous, well, maybe it's not famous, but maybe it will be famous, salutation or signing off. Had a little bit of a sneak peek on MC Liquid there. I'm going to say this. Is Mr. Pong listening to us? Because we are about to wrap it out in 3, 2, 1. Peace out, bitches.
See this.